Imagine a world where technology has taken a giant leap forward. Everyone wears a cool gadget called a neurolinker. It's like having a superpower. You can talk to people with your mind. And that's not all. Just by sitting down, you can do all sorts of amazing things. In this high-tech world, we meet Haru, our main character. Poor Haru is a chubby boy who's always picked on by other kids. He's too scared to stand up for himself. One day, while Haru's sitting in class, he gets a message through his neurolinker. It's from those mean bullies again. They're ordering him to buy some food and bring it to a specific place. Haru, feeling trapped, does what they say. But when he shows up, the bullies aren't happy. Turns out, Haru couldn't get everything they asked for. After they yell at him, Haru sneaks off to the bathroom to feel sorry for himself. He wishes he could be brave enough to stand up to them, but he just can't find the courage. Feeling down, Haru decides to escape to a virtual world using a special program on his neurolinker. This virtual place is huge. It's connected all around the globe, so lots of people hang out there. In this digital world, Haru appears as a little pig. It seems like he can't catch a break, right? But here's the thing. This virtual world is the only place where Haru feels he can truly be himself. As Haru explores this digital wonderland, he notices a crowd gathering around someone special, a character known as Princess Snow Black. Haru would love to get closer, and maybe even talk to the princess. But even in this make-believe world, his shyness holds him back. It looks like Haru has some growing to do, both in the real world and the virtual one. Feeling down, Haru rushes to his favorite spot in the virtual world, the game room. Here, he's the king of tennis, holding the top score. This game is Haru's happy place. When he plays, he gives it his all, and it's the one time he feels truly free to be himself. But deep down, Haru yearns for something more. He wants to push himself further, to be even better than he already is. In the middle of an intense match, Haru's friend Chiyori pops up. She tries to convince him to leave the virtual world, but Haru doesn't want to go. He's not ready to face reality just yet. Determined to help, Chiyori leaves the virtual world and heads to the real-world bathroom where Haru is. She forcefully disconnects him from the virtual world. Back in reality, Chiyori reveals she saw the bullies picking on Haru earlier. She wants to talk about it, but Haru clams up. He's not ready to discuss what happened. Chiyori, being a good friend, even brings him some food. But Haru, still upset, pushes it away, saying he doesn't want it. As Haru runs off, he notices Chiyori crying while trying to save the food she brought. Even though he feels bad, Haru's too scared to go back and apologize. He's trapped by his own fears once again. Later, Haru returns to the virtual world, only to discover some shocking news. Someone has beaten his high score in tennis. This hits Haru hard. He collapses to the ground, crying. It feels like he's lost the one thing that brought him joy. But just when things seem darkest, something amazing happens. Princess Snow Black, the popular character Haru admired from afar, appears before him. She makes an intriguing offer, a chance for Haru to push himself even further than he thought possible. Then comes a surprising revelation. Princess Snow was the one who broke Haru's record. The princess leaves Haru with a mysterious invitation. If he wants to learn more about this opportunity to grow stronger, he should meet her at the lounge the next day. This could be Haru's chance to change his life, both in the virtual world and the real one. Will he take it? The next day, Haru musters up the courage to enter the lounge. As soon as he steps in, he feels all eyes on him. It's clear this place is meant for the older students, and Haru sticks out like a sore thumb. Some boys try to block his way, but suddenly, a familiar voice cuts through the tension. It's Snow, calling from the back, telling everyone to let Haru through. He's her special guest. Feeling a mix of relief and nervousness, Haru makes his way to Snow's table. She hands him a neurocable, a direct link between their minds. As they connect, Snow transfers a mysterious program to Haru. She tells him that if he installs it, his whole idea of reality will be turned upside down. Excited and curious, Haru doesn't hesitate. He installs the program, which turns out to be called Brainburst. As soon as it's done, Snow welcomes him to something called the Accelerated World. But their moment is interrupted when Araya, Haru's usual tormentor, shows up looking for trouble. Snow, clever as she is, finds a way to make Araya angry. The bully, fuming, raises his fist to punch Haru. Snow shouts at Haru to yell, "Burst Link with her." In a flash, everything changes. Haru finds himself in a strange new place. The whole room has turned blue, and time seems to have slowed down. Snow explains that they've entered the Accelerated World, a special place that all burst linkers like them can access. In this world, she says, their brains work 1,000 times faster than normal. It's like they've stepped into a secret dimension where a single second in the real world feels like ages in here. Snow explains to Haru that he can use this amazing power whenever he's in danger, just like now. It's like having a secret superpower that lets him change what's about to happen. This is Haru's chance to finally deal with Araya, the bully who's made his life miserable. Together, Haru and Snow come up with a clever plan. They set things up so that when Araya throws his punch, it'll look like Snow gets hurt too. Once everything's ready, Snow tells Haru he can leave this slowed down world by saying, "Burst out." Back in real time, everything happens just as they planned. Araya's fist connects with Haru, sending him crashing into Snow. She hits her head and starts bleeding, but secretly tells Haru through the neurolinker that she's okay. It's all part of the plan. Suddenly, security guards rush in. They arrest Araya for causing trouble and hurting another student. Haru can hardly believe it. He's finally free from Araya's bullying. The security cameras caught everything, so there's no way for Araya to wiggle out of this one. Before Haru heads home, Snow gives him 2 important rules. Don't take off the neurolinker until he's back at school tomorrow, and absolutely no connecting to the global net. That evening, Haru walks home with his friends Chiyu and Taku, but feeling overwhelmed by the day's events, he suddenly dashes off alone. That night, he has strange dreams. The next morning, Haru gets ready for school as usual. He goes to ask his mom for lunch money, forgetting Snow's warning. Without thinking, he connects to the global net so his mom can send him the money through the neurolinker. As soon as Haru steps outside, he's suddenly accelerated without even meaning to. In a blink, he finds himself in a bizarre arena, wearing shiny silver armor. A loud voice announces him as the new challenger. Haru's heart races as he sees his opponent, a scary-looking figure ready to fight. What started as a way to stand up to bullies has thrown Haru into something much bigger and more dangerous. Now he's in a strange new world, facing an unknown enemy. Will Haru be able to use his new powers to survive this unexpected challenge? The accelerated adventure is just beginning. Haru's mind races with questions. What is this new power? How will it change his life? And most importantly, could this be the key to standing up to his bullies and becoming the person he's always wanted to be? Suddenly, Haru learns his new identity in this strange arena. He's Silver Crow. His opponent, the scary figure, is known as Ash Roller. Haru notices spectators all around, and to his surprise, both he and Ash Roller have health bars floating above them, just like in a video game. Before Haru can even think, Ash Roller charges at him like a raging bull. Poor Haru, still new to all this, doesn't know what to do. In a flash, it's over. Haru's defeated. Back in the normal world, Haru tells Snow what happened. She can't help but laugh, saying it's his punishment for breaking the rules. Haru argues that he simply forgot her instructions about not connecting to the global net. Snow explains further, the Brain Burst program is actually a multiplayer fighting game, but it's not just any game. It comes with the amazing perk of acceleration. To show Haru the ropes, Snow takes him back into the Accel World. She points out the challenge icon and explains that when activated, it shows how many burst linkers are nearby. Right now, it's just the two of them. Snow reveals her own identity in this world. She's known as Black Lotus. To give Haru a taste of how things work, Snow tells him to challenge her to a fight. She promises not to actually fight him, but to let the timer run out for a draw. As they enter the challenge, Haru once again becomes the silver-armored warrior. Snow explains something interesting. The Burst program designed Haru's avatar based on what he's ashamed of. Since he feels self-conscious about being overweight in real life, his avatar is a skinny, shining knight. Haru then shares more details about his morning fight. He mentions seeing words like level 1 and something called burst points. After the fight, his burst points dropped from 99 to 89. Snow reveals a crucial piece of information. Burst points are the currency of this world. Every time a linker accelerates, they use up a point. The only way to get more points? Challenge others and win fights. Haru's mind spins with this new information. He's not just playing a game, he's part of a whole new world with its own rules and challenges. Will he be able to master this new reality? Can he turn his defeats into victories and earn more burst points? The adventure in the accelerated world is just beginning, and Haru has a lot to learn. Snow explains further. If a linker loses all their burst points, they lose the ability to accelerate forever. The Brain Burst program uninstalls itself and blocks any chance of reinstallation. It's like losing a superpower for good. Haru suddenly realizes how powerful this ability is. Acceleration can help in so many ways. Winning real fights, acing exams, even getting an edge in sports. But the thought of losing it all, of never being able to talk to Snow in this special way again, fills Haru with fear. He can't help but wonder why someone as cool and elegant as Snow would want to hang out with him. Snow assures Haru that she thinks more highly of him than he realizes. She reaches out her hand, but Haru, still unsure of himself, doesn't take it. Snow doesn't push it, instead telling Haru that learning how to duel is next on their to-do list. When they return to the real world, a group of students approaches them. One of them, curious about Snow and Haru's relationship, asks Snow directly. To everyone's shock, Snow drops a bombshell. She asked Haru out, but he turned her down. The other students can hardly believe their ears. Snow, the girl who always rejects boys, got turned down, and by Haru, of all people? It doesn't make sense to them. Haru starts to panic. He's worried this news will make his life even harder. He fears that people, especially the boys who've always wanted to be close to Snow, will bully him even more now. Poor Haru finds himself in a tricky situation. On one hand, he's got this amazing new power that could change his life. On the other, he's now at the center of attention in a way he never wanted. How will Haru navigate this new social minefield? Will his newfound abilities in the accelerated world help him deal with the challenges in the real world? The plot thickens as Haru's adventure continues, both in the virtual arena and the school hallways. Snow tells him to get ready for a rematch with Ash Roller. They've gone over all the tricks Haru's avatar can do, hoping it'll give him an edge this time. Haru enters the Accel World and challenges Ash. This time, he's got a plan. He waits for Ash to show up, then, bam, knocks him right off his bike. Feeling clever, Haru races to the top of a building. His plan? Wait out the clock. Since he's already damaged Ash, he figures he'll win if time runs out before Ash can fight back. But just when Haru thinks he's got it in the bag, Ash pulls out a surprise move. He gets back on his bike and, get this, rides it up the wall of the building. Turns out, Ash got this cool new wall riding ability after beating Haru that morning. Before Haru can react, Ash is dealing out damage left and right. Even Haru's special move isn't enough to stop him. In a moment of desperation, Haru looks up and sees Snow watching from afar. He doesn't want to let her down. Suddenly, an idea hits him. If he can't beat Ash, maybe he can beat his bike. With newfound determination, Haru manages to grab onto Ash's bike. He holds on tight, wearing down the tire until it's useless. Without his ride, Ash is toast. Haru wins. Not only does Haru get back the points he lost, but he earns extra because Ash was already at level 2. Snow congratulates him on his clever victory and suggests they go out to eat to celebrate. But just as they're about to leave, Chiyu shows up out of nowhere. She challenges Snow to a fight. It seems Chiyu's got some questions about why Snow's been hanging around Haru so much lately. The plot thickens. Haru's just won his first real battle in the Accel World, but now he's caught in the middle of a face-off between Snow and Chiyu. What's behind Chiyu's challenge? How will Snow respond? And how will this affect Haru's newfound friendship with Snow? The excitement in both the real and accelerated world continues to build. Chiyu steps up, claiming she's known Haru longer than anyone at school and deserves to know what's going on. But Snow throws a curveball, announcing in front of everyone that she and Haru are going on a date. Haru's jaw drops, but he's too shocked to say anything. Snow grabs his hand and leads him away, leaving a stunned Chiyu watching them go. As they walk, Snow reveals a surprise. She's actually been interested in Chiyu all along. That's why she got close to Haru in the first place. But when Haru asks why she's interested in Chiyu, Snow keeps that secret to herself. The pair duck into a cafe for drinks, chatting through their neurolinkers. Snow explains the Accel World structure. It's split into 6 big groups called legions. Each legion is led by a super strong level 9 burst linker. These leaders are known as the 6 kings of pure color: blue, red, yellow, green, purple, and white. Snow shares some history too. Brainburst 2039 was released 7 years ago by a mystery developer. Since then, no one's reached level 10 because the game's rules are so tough. To hit level 10, you have to beat other level 9 players. But here's the catch. If you lose once, you lose all your points, and the game uninstalls itself forever. There's no coming back because the program reads your brainwaves. Snow explains why only a few people can use Brainburst. Neurolinkers were invented 15 years ago, and to be a burst linker, you need to have worn one your whole life. That's why all the current players in the Accel World are kids. Snow explains that Brainburst is like a secret club. If it's uninstalled, it vanishes without a trace. Anyone talking about it sounds crazy to outsiders. She then reveals a big secret. The level 9 players made a deal not to fight each other because losing is so risky. Haru wonders if Snow plans to challenge these top players, but she shakes her head. "I've already tried that," she says, and starts to tell her story. Once upon a time, there were 7 kings of pure color, and Snow was one of them. She wanted to fight the others, but they said no. Things got messy when Snow attacked the king, who suggested peace. This made his girlfriend super angry. Suddenly, Snow found herself fighting all the other kings at once. After a tough 30-minute battle, she had to escape. She's been on the run for 2 years now, labeled as the Accel World's biggest traitor and a coward. But why did Snow do all this? She explains that the game has a tantalizing promise. Whoever reaches level 10 gets to meet the game's creator and learn why Brainburst was made. This is Snow's big goal. She believes there's more to the game than meets the eye, and she's determined to uncover its secrets. That's why I'm trying to reach level 10, her eyes shining with determination. After hearing Snow's story, Haru is surprised when she asks if he hates her. "No way," he says. He believes that a true gamer should aim for the highest level. Haru promises to keep supporting Snow, adding that he wants to reach level 10 someday too. Then Snow shares another secret. For 2 years, she hasn't used her own neurolinker to log into Accel World. Instead, she's been sneaking in through public neurolinkers, like the ones at school. But a few months ago, someone figured out who she really was and challenged her to a duel. Since then, Snow's been watching her back in real life. This mystery person has challenged her more than 10 times through the school network in just 2 months, slowly chipping away at her points. "I can't fight back as my true self," Snow explains. "If I use my Black Lotus avatar, it'll prove I'm really her. Then this person could sell that information to the kings, and I'd be in big trouble." Snow's only way out? Find out who her opponent really is. It's a dangerous game of cat and mouse, where neither knows the other's true identity. Snow reveals her opponent's name, Cyan Pyle, a level 4 player. She thinks Cyan Pyle is desperate for points, attacking like crazy. After some detective work, Snow believes Cyan Pyle might be Chiyu. Haru can't believe it, but Chiyu's terrible at games, he protests. Still, he promises to investigate when he next connects with Chiyu. On his way home, Haru bumps into his friend Taku. As they share a drink and walk, Haru casually asks, "Do you think Chiyu could ever hurt someone for her own gain?" Taku looks surprised, and Haru quickly adds, "I know she wouldn't, just wondering." Later, Haru visits Chiyu's house and asks to cable with her. Chiyu's surprised, but agrees. She finds a short cable under her bed, meaning they'll have to sit close together. As they connect, Haru starts chatting about random stuff while secretly searching Chiyu's system for Brainburst. Chiyu opens up, admitting she's worried about losing Haru to Snow. "I saw you two together and got jealous," she confesses. Haru reminds her she has a boyfriend, but Chiyu shrugs it off. "I just want us, you, me, and Taku, to be friends forever." Haru's relieved to find no trace of Brainburst in Chiyu's system. He's about to disconnect when suddenly, he spots a hidden backdoor in her files. What could this mean? Haru spots a hidden backdoor in Chiyu's system, but decides not to dig deeper. Someone might be watching, and he doesn't want to tip them off. At least now he knows Chiyu isn't Cyan Pyle. Chiyu tells Haru she's okay with him being with Snow, as long as he's happy. The next day, Snow's waiting for Haru on his way to school. When he mentions cabling with Chiyu, Snow gets weirdly jealous. asking about cable length and how close they were. She runs off when she hears they were in Chiyu's room, leaving Haru confused by her behavior. Later, the school press club corners Haru, asking about his relationship with Princess Snow. Haru denies everything, saying Snow seems to hate him because she's always angry. The press club picks up on the real story. Snow's jealous, but Haru can't believe it. In the restroom, Haru's mind is spinning. Why would someone as amazing as Snow be jealous over him? He doesn't want to get his hopes up. After school, Snow apologizes for her earlier behavior. She hands Haru a cable, suggesting they connect as they walk home. Haru shares what he learned. Cyan Pile isn't Chiyu, but is using her system as a mask to hide their real location. Snow notices Haru acting strange and asks why. Suddenly, Haru turns to her, his eyes full of doubt. "You're just using me as a pawn, aren't you?" he accuses. "Once you're done, you'll throw me away." His words hit Snow hard. She tries to apologize for her earlier behavior, but Haru won't listen. "You're too perfect to be with a loser like me," he says bitterly. Heartbroken, Snow slaps Haru across the face. When he looks up, he sees tears in her eyes. "You idiot!" she cries. But before she can explain, a car comes charging towards them. With no time to dodge, they're forced to enter the Accel World. To their shock, the driver is Araya, probably seeking revenge for what they did to him earlier. Snow reveals she has a secret weapon, an ultimate power only level 9 linkers can use. But there's a catch. It'll cost her 99% of her burst points. Haru panics, begging her not to risk herself. That's when Snow confesses. "I love you, Haru," she says, her voice trembling. "I didn't believe it at first, but there's no other way to explain what I'm feeling. I'm willing to sacrifice myself to save the person I love." As Haru cries, pleading with her not to do it, Snow shares one last secret. "I had to enter the Accel World before I could break your high score in the tennis game," she admits. "You're special too, Haru, in your own way." The air is thick with emotion as Snow prepares to use her ultimate power, ready to risk everything for Haru. Snow's eyes fill with determination. "Haru, I want you to continue what we started," she says. "Climb to the top, become the ultimate king of the Accel World." She gives Haru a quick kiss, then activates her physical burst power. In a flash, she pushes Haru to safety. Haru, now safe, turns to see Snow lying in a pool of blood. Everything becomes a blur. Sirens wail, paramedics rush in, and Snow is whisked away to the hospital. Haru finds himself in the waiting room, his heart pounding as doctors fight to save Snow's life. A nurse approaches, handing Haru Snow's diary. His hands shaking, he accidentally opens it. His breath catches as he sees a picture of himself inside. Hours tick by like years. Finally, the doctor emerges, looking tired. "We've done our best," he tells Haru. "The next few hours will be critical. They'll determine if she makes it or not." Haru slumps in his chair, the diary clutched to his chest. All he can do now is wait and hope, Snow's last words echoing in his mind. A thought suddenly strikes Haru, and he asks the nurse, "Is Snow's neurolinker still active?" "Yes, it is," she replies. Haru's heart races. If Snow's neurolinker is on, she's vulnerable. Anyone could challenge her right here in the hospital, and she'd be defenseless. They could steal her remaining burst points. Right now, Haru and Snow are the only burst linkers in the hospital, but that could change at any moment. Determined, Haru clenches his fists. "I'll protect Snow, no matter what," he vows. Meanwhile, across town, Cyan Pile receives an alert through Chiyu's bug. Snow is in the hospital. Without hesitation, he sets off. Back at the hospital, Haru's keeping watch when he spots a familiar face. Taku walks through the front door. Haru's eyes narrow. How could Taku know about Snow's accident? Unless the pieces click into place. Taku must have accessed the information through Chiyu's back door. There's only one explanation. Taku is Cyan Pile. As their eyes meet across the lobby, the air crackles with tension. Both boys tense up, ready for battle. The hospital corridor is about to become an unexpected battleground in the Accel World. In a flash of light, Haru and Taku transform into their battle avatars. Taku becomes a hulking blue armored figure, while Haru takes on his familiar silver, scrawny form. Taku's voice is filled with pain as he confesses, "I couldn't stand seeing you and Chiyu so close." Haru fires back, "You've been cheating your way through everything with Burst Link. Your grades, your Kendo championship. It's all been a scam." "I became a Burst Linker a year ago," Taku reveals. "The Kendo club captain, who works for the Blue King, recruited me. Everyone adored me for my unique abilities." They charge at each other, the hospital corridor echoing with the clash of their avatars. Haru tries to reason with Taku between blows, but soon realizes the tight space puts him at a disadvantage. "This won't work," Haru thinks, darting towards the roof. "I need more room!" As he bursts through the roof access door, Haru's eyes widen. The roof isn't empty. Several other players are there. Despite missing an arm, Haru stands tall, ready to face Taku. "Bring it on," Haru mutters, his determination unwavering. The real battle is about to begin, with an audience of unknown allies and enemies watching every move. But Taku's been charging up a secret weapon. As Haru's fists fly, Taku's power builds. Suddenly, Taku unleashes a devastating counterattack. Struggling to his feet, Haru realizes he's lost a leg. Now he's down to one arm and one leg against a barely scratched Taku. "Chiyu looks at you differently," Taku growls, jealousy dripping from his words. "She doesn't see me the way she sees you. That's why you have to go." In a brutal move, Taku pins Haru down and unleashes his gravity attack. Haru plummets through the floors, crashing into the basement. He's alive, but barely. Taku, confident in his victory, turns to the spectators. "Tell the Blue King," he boasts. "I'm still strong. I can take on anyone." In the basement, a battered Haru struggles to his feet. Defeat seems certain. Then, he spots Snow lying nearby. Her words echo in his mind. "Fight till the end." That's what makes a victor. Something stirs within Haru. His avatar twitches, then suddenly, wings burst from his back. The spectators gasp. Taku spins around. This fight isn't over yet. As Haru's wings unfurl, a new chapter in the Accel World battle is about to begin. Haru's the first flying avatar in Accel World history. Taku, furious at being literally looked down upon, readies his ultimate attack. But Haru's not done surprising everyone. He soars higher, then dives towards Taku like a silver bullet. Snow's words echo in Haru's mind. You'll be the fastest linker in the world someday. In a breathtaking display of speed and agility, Haru dodges Taku's punch and hurls him into the air. Panic floods Taku's voice as he begs, "Don't drop me. I'll lose all my points. My time in Burst Link will be over." Haru's voice is steel as he responds, "You hurt Snow. You used Chiyu. How could you?" Finally, Taku breaks. "You win," he cries. "You're the victor." As Taku wriggles free, Haru catches him again. "Say it," Haru demands. "Admit I've won, and swear you won't challenge me again." The air crackles with tension as everyone waits for Taku's response. This moment could change everything in the Accel world. Haru, still holding Taku, makes an unexpected offer. "Become our ally," he says. "Fight under Snow, like me. We'll tell Chiyu everything." Taku, surprised, nods in agreement. As Haru lowers them both to the ground, he wonders if he's made the right choice. Suddenly, a familiar figure appears. Snow. Overjoyed, Haru rushes to her. Snow's eyes shine as she says, "Your voice kept me sane in the darkness." They embrace, and Snow admires Haru's new wings. Turning to Taku, Snow's tone changes. "I won't hide my true form anymore." In a flash, she transforms into a shining black armor. Gasps ripple through the crowd as they recognize her. Black Lotus, the infamous traitor of Accel World. Haru, unfazed, takes Snow for a flight. Seizing the moment, Snow addresses the spectators. "I'm back to end this long-standing peace. Prepare yourselves." Her voice rings with authority as she declares, "Our new legion will be called Niga Nebulous." Back in the real world, Haru visits Snow in her hospital room, returning her diary. Snow smiles softly. "Start calling me by my real name," she says. Haru blushes, admitting silently that he doesn't know it. As Snow opens her mouth to tell him, the scene fades to black, leaving us wondering about her true identity. The story continues with unexpected twists and turns. Taku meets with the Blue Knight, bracing for punishment. Surprisingly, the Blue Knight decides to let him off the hook. Later, Haru visits Snow in the hospital. She's still recovering, but her spirits are high. Haru updates her on recent events. "We told Chiyu everything," he says, his voice tinged with regret. "About Burst Link, our lies." She's furious, hasn't spoken to us since. Snow nods, understanding the weight of their actions. Haru continues. "Taku's trying to make amends. He's offered to help me reach level 2 through tag matches." Snow's eyes sparkle with admiration. "You still consider him a friend after his betrayal? That's the beauty of true friendship." Haru smiles. "He's my best friend, and he's even quit the kendo team to focus on this." The scene shifts to the Accel world. Haru and Taku are engaged in intense tag matches. Finally, Haru reaches level 2. Taku beams with pride. "I've got your back until you hit level 4, Taku promises. "It's the least I can do to make up for everything." As they prepare to leave, Haru makes a rash decision. He accepts the level up option before Taku can stop him. Suddenly, Haru's face pales. "Oh no, what's wrong?" Taku asks, alarmed. "Leveling up? It costs 300 burst points," Haru stammers. "I only have 8 left." Taku's eyes widen in panic. "We need to get out of here now, before someone challenges you." The tension skyrockets as they race against time, hoping to escape before Haru's vulnerable state is discovered. This moment of triumph has quickly turned into a potential disaster, leaving us on the edge of our seats wondering what will happen next. Both feeling guilty about the point situation. "I should have warned you about the 300-point cost," Taku says. Haru sighs. "No, it's my fault. I got excited and forgot the rules." Taku suggests a solution. "I could let you defeat me repeatedly to gain points." But Haru stands firm. "No, I want to follow Snow's example." "Fine," Taku concedes. "But whatever you do, don't make any global connections. It's too risky." Later, they visit Chiyu, armed with a peace offering, ice cream. As they try to explain Burst Link, Chiyu's frustration grows. "I don't get it," she says, frowning. Taku has an idea. "Throw a book at me," he says. Using Burst Link, he dodges effortlessly. Chiyu, annoyed, hurls a book at Haru instead. After the demonstration, Taku makes them eat the leftover ice cream as punishment. Mid-bite, Taku's eyes light up. "We could ask Bouncer for help." Later at the hospital, Haru visits Snow. His stomach churns with anxiety. He hasn't told her about losing his points or reaching level 2. Snow's impending discharge on Wednesday looms like a deadline. "I need to fix this fast," Haru thinks, his mind racing. But how? The clock is ticking for Haru. With Snow's return and his depleted points, he's walking a tightrope. Will he find a solution in time? And who is this mysterious bouncer that Taku mentioned? The tension builds as Haru faces his biggest challenge yet in the Accel world. Haru meets Taku after his hospital visit, eager for news about Bouncer. "Bouncer's the only bodyguard in Brainburst," Taku explains. "His avatar is Aqua Current. He helps low-point linkers in tag matches." "What's the catch?" Haru asks. "2 conditions." Taku holds up 2 fingers. "You must be level 2 or lower, and Bouncer needs to know your real identity." Haru nods, understanding the gravity of the situation. Later, Haru enters a bustling cafeteria. A device awaits him, prompting for his avatar name. After inputting it, a message confirms his payment and instructs him to wait. As Haru heads to the restroom, he stumbles, colliding with a woman. "I'm so sorry," helping gather her scattered belongings. His eyes widen as he spots a familiar device in her bag, with his avatar name and face on it. Realization hits him like a thunderbolt. The bouncer is a woman, and she's right in front of him. They sit down for drinks, and the woman offers Haru a cable. "For private conversation," she explains with a wink. Meanwhile, across town, Taku visits Snow in the hospital, but Snow has other plans. Her eyes glint mischievously as she challenges Taku to a duel. Chiyu discovers Taku's withdrawal from the kendo team, her confusion growing. In the hospital, Taku faces Snow, bewildered by her sudden challenge. "Why are we doing this?" Taku asks. Snow's eyes narrow. "Less talking, more fighting," she replies coolly. Meanwhile, in the cafeteria, Aquacurrent, now revealed as Karen, studies Haru curiously. "Did you bump into me on purpose?" she asks. As they talk, Karen realizes Haru's just naturally clumsy. She chuckles. "You know, you're quite famous in the Accel world." Haru blinks in surprise. "I am?" Karen nods, amused by his obliviousness. "I'm Karen, by the way," she adds, extending her hand. She outlines their plan. "We'll get you to 50 points. That should be safe." They dive into the Accel world, where Karen starts selecting opponents. Haru's eyes widen as he sees their levels. "They're much stronger than us," he exclaims. The Accel world buzzes with intense battles on multiple fronts. Karen and Haru face their opponents, Sand Duct and Nickel Doll. Karen's confidence is infectious. "We've got this," she assures Haru. As they enter the arena, Haru's eyes widen. Karen's avatar is pure water. Meanwhile, Snow and Taku's duel rages on. "Why quit kendo?" Snow demands between strikes. Taku parries, his voice heavy with guilt. "To atone for my sins. They're too great." Snow's eyes narrow. Abandoning everything isn't the answer. Back in the other battle, Haru and Karen struggle against their opponents. Nickel Doll's electricity proves particularly troublesome. "No teamwork!" Sand Duct taunts. As Haru fights to break free, memories of Taku flash through his mind. Suddenly, Karen leaps into the electrical currents. Sand Duct and Nickel Doll gasp. She's unaffected. "Pure water," Karen explains, her avatar rippling. "No particles, no conductivity." Note: while this explanation doesn't align with real-world physics, it's the logic presented in the story. The battles rage on, each fraught with physical and emotional challenges. Can Snow make Taku see the error in his thinking? Haru, empowered by Karen's strategy, unleashes a devastating attack, securing their victory. Simultaneously, Snow's words finally pierce Taku's guilt-ridden armor, convincing him not to give up on himself or his friends. Later, Karen drops a bombshell on Haru. "I'm taking all your burst points as payment." She challenges him in the Accel world, but Haru refuses to fight. "You're my friend now," he says simply. Karen's stern facade cracks into a smile. "I was just testing you," she admits. "I'm impressed you consider me a friend." Her eyes grow distant. "I had friends once, even a master I cherished." Suddenly her expression shifts. "I won't hurt you, Haru, but I am going to take something. Your memories of me." Before Haru can react, Karen activates her memory leak ability. In a flash, all of Haru's memories of her vanish. Haru blinks, confused. "Why am I in this cafeteria?" staring at an unfamiliar cable on the table. The next day brings another surprise. As Haru and Chiyu arrive at school, they spot a familiar face. "Taku." "Taku? You've transferred here?" Chiyu gasps. Haru's equally shocked, unaware that Snow orchestrated this move. Haru throws himself into rigorous training, determined to improve his aerial combat skills. His unique flying ability should be an asset, not a liability. "I can't let the team down again," he mutters, pushing himself harder. Taku watches, concerned. "Don't be so hard on yourself," he advises. "These skills take time. You'll get there." But Haru can't shake the feeling of being the weak link, especially with territory battles looming on the horizon. Later, Haru arrives home to an unexpected surprise, a girl claiming to be his third cousin. Skeptical, he checks his messages, finding one from his mother about a second cousin staying for 3 days. "Great," Haru sighs, resigned to the situation. Seeking answers, he searches the family archives while taking a bath. Suddenly, the bathroom door opens. "Mind if I join you?" the girl asks casually. Haru's eyes widen in shock. Maybe wait a bit?" he suggests weakly. As she enters, Haru notices something peculiar. A tan line around her neck. His mind races. "That's from a neurolinker. Are you a new burst linker?" he blurts out. The girl freezes. Haru presses on. "There's nothing about you in our family records either." The atmosphere in the bathroom grows tense. Who is this mysterious girl? This unexpected encounter adds a new layer of intrigue to Haru's already complex life in the Accel world. As secrets begin to unravel, Haru finds himself facing not just physical challenges in his training, but a potential new player in the high-stakes game of Brain Burst. The bathroom scene takes a dramatic turn as the mysterious girl's facade crumbles. "You figured it out," she says, her tone shifting abruptly. "I'm Scarlet Rain, and you're in trouble." As she turns to leave, she slips. Haru instinctively catches her. Scarlet's eyes flash with anger, storming out. Panicked, Haru contacts Snow. "Who's Scarlet Rain?" Snow's voice is tense. "The second king of the Red Legion." "Why?" Before Haru can respond, Scarlet bursts back in. In a blink, they're thrust into the Accel world. Scarlet's transformation is a sight to behold. Red armor envelops her, then expands. More parts materialize, attaching themselves until she resembles a colossal fortress bristling with weaponry. Haru's heart sinks. "I'm so outmatched," he thinks. desperately seeking escape. In a desperate move, Scarlet demolishes the entire building, hoping to trap Haru. But her plan backfires as she finds herself buried in the rubble. Haru's relief is short-lived. Just as he starts to relax, a blinding radiation blast erupts from the debris. Scarlet emerges, more formidable than ever. The battle has only just begun. Haru realizes that this encounter could change everything in his Accel World experience. The battle reaches its climax as Scarlet unleashes a barrage of anti-air missiles. Haru's recent training pays off as he gracefully weaves through the onslaught. Seizing an opportunity, Haru charges at Scarlet, but Scarlet's fortress suddenly separates, causing Haru to plummet into the rubble below. Trapped and unable to escape, Haru concedes defeat. Scarlet wastes no time stating her demand. "I want to meet your Legion Master Snow, in person." The next day, Haru recounts the encounter to Snow, who listens with growing concern. "Why would the Red King want to meet me?" Snow muses. Haru shrugs. "She promised to explain when you meet." As they discuss Scarlet's battle tactics, Snow's surprise grows. She moved her fortress? That's new. She's known as the immovable fortress, always stationary, focusing on long-range attacks. In a moment of distraction, Snow lets slip a crucial piece of information. Scarlet took over after Snow eliminated the previous Red King years ago. The conversation takes a more personal turn as Snow voices her fears. What if one of you challenges me one day?" Haru doesn't hesitate. He moves to Snow's side, taking her hand. "I'll never challenge you," he promises, his voice firm. "I'll always fight beside you, never against you." This touching moment reveals the depth of Haru's loyalty and the bond between them. Haru and Snow seek out Taku, hoping his analytical mind might unravel Scarlet's motives. Taku ponders, then explains, if Haru hadn't discovered her identity, Scarlet would have likely tried to befriend him over those 3 days. Her goal? Recruit him into her legion. But why? Haru asks. "To use the judgment blow," Taku reveals grimly. "It's a Legion Master's ultimate ability. One hit, and a member loses all their points and access to Brain Burst. Forever." The gravity of the situation sinks in. Snow decides, "We'll meet Scarlet at Haru's place, 4 p.m. today." Later, they arrive to find Scarlet already there, making herself at home. "How did you get in?" Haru asks, bewildered. Scarlet smirks. "Your mom gave me an instance key." As Snow and Scarlet face each other, the air crackles with tension. Taku arrives, suggesting they reintroduce themselves using real names. "Unico," Scarlet offers, her eyes never leaving Snow. When it's Snow's turn, she hesitates, then refuses. Unico's eyes narrow, but she lets it slide, keeping the fragile peace. As they gather around the table, each participant carries their own secrets and agendas. The balance of power in the Accel world hangs in the balance, and every word exchanged could tip the scales. With tensions high and trust in short supply, Haru finds himself at the center of a clash between two formidable kings, each move potentially changing the game forever. "I spent over 200 points to find you, Haru," she says, "because I need your help to destroy the Calamity armor." Snow's eyes widen. "But that's impossible. The armor was destroyed." Unico's gaze is steely. Seeing Haru's confusion, Snow suggests, "Let's show him. It's easier than explaining." They connect via cable, and Snow activates a direct link. Suddenly, they're plunged into Snow's memories from 2.5 years ago. The scene unfolds. 7 figures, each radiating power, the kings of pure color, face off against a menacing entity. Snow's voice narrates, "This is Chrome Disaster, a legendary burst linker from 7 years ago. His cruelty was unmatched." They watch as the kings battle fiercely against Chrome Disaster. Finally, they defeat him, but his final words chill them to the bone. "I curse you all. I will haunt the Accel world forever." As Chrome Disaster disappears, his enhanced armor remains, pulsing with malevolent energy. It poses a threat to the entire Accel world. As the memory fades, they find themselves back in Haru's room, the gravity of the situation sinking in. The stage is set for a new chapter in the Accel World saga, with Haru at its center. As past and present collide, the young burst linker must decide how he'll face this legendary threat, and what role he'll play in shaping the future of their virtual realm. The Calamity armor possesses a burst linker, who had examined Chrome Disaster's remains. This possessed player wreaks havoc, eliminating several others before being defeated. But it didn't stop there, Snow explains. "This happened 3 more times. We thought we'd finally destroyed it for good." Unico's voice is grim. "It's back, and it's possessed Cherry, one of my Legion members." The news hits hard. Cherry, once a good-natured player, is now violating the pact between legions. "We need to catch him," Unico insists. "I can use the judgment blow to end this." She turns to Snow. "Help me, and I'll ally with your legion." As they formulate a plan, they decide to reconvene at Haru's place later. Haru can't help but wonder why his home has become their unofficial headquarters. When it's time to leave, Snow unexpectedly announces she's staying. "If Unico's not going home, neither am I," she states firmly. The trio heads out for supplies and some downtime. Upon returning, Unico and Snow decide to take a bath together. Haru finds himself tempted to join them, but resists the urge. Later, they engage in some casual gaming, the earlier tension momentarily forgotten. As night falls on Haru's home-turned command center, the stage is set for a crucial mission. The fate of the Accel world hangs in the balance, with Haru caught between 2 powerful kings and a legendary threat. The next morning, Haru and Snow prepare for school, leaving Unico to track Chrome Burster's potential locations. In the elevator, Snow adjusts Haru's tie, a moment of unexpected intimacy. Suddenly, the doors open. Chiyu stands there. Haru freezes, mortified. At school, Haru, Taku, and Snow huddle to discuss a pressing question. Snow's expression grows serious. "Remember, You only get one chance to install Brain Burst in someone. If it fails, that's it. The weight of this information hits Haru. Wait, Snow? You used your only chance on me? Snow nods, a small smile on her face. For Chiyu, Taku interjects, I'd be her parent in Brain Burst. Haru's mind races. Who was your parent, Snow? Snow's expression becomes unreadable, leaving Haru to wonder about the mysteries of her past. This conversation raises the stakes even higher. Not only are they facing the threat of Chrome disaster, but they're also considering bringing Chiyu into their dangerous world. The decision to install Brain Burst isn't just about gaining an ally, it's about irrevocably changing someone's life. As classes begin, Haru finds himself distracted by new questions. During class, Haru pulls Snow into a virtual conversation, his curiosity about her past overwhelming him. Who was your Brain Burst parent? He asks. Snow's expression softens, tinged with sadness. Someone I was once close to. We cared for each other deeply, but now they're my greatest enemy. Haru's eyes widen. Why don't you go after them? We know each other's real identities, Snow explains. It's complicated. Sensing her unease, Haru reassures her. I'll never fight against you, Snow, no matter what. Snow's face brightens, and she moves closer to Haru. I'm so glad I chose you, she whispers. After school, they part ways to prepare for the mission. At home, Haru finds Unico waiting with an update. Chrome Buster hasn't moved. A question nags at Haru. Unico, do you hate Snow? Unico's answer surprises him. Hate her? No, I'm grateful to her for defeating my predecessor. Without that, I'd never have become the Red King. She continues, admiration in her voice. Snow's amazing. She's the only one truly playing the game as intended. While others fear reaching level 10, she's determined to see what lies beyond. That's what gaming should be about. Reaching the end, uncovering all the secrets. Haru ponders this perspective. It reveals a depth to both Unico and Snow he hadn't considered before. This conversation sheds new light on the complex relationships within the Accel world. Snow's mysterious past with her parent adds a layer of personal drama to their larger conflict. Meanwhile, Unico's respect for Snow suggests that alliances in this world are more nuanced than they appear. Unico's voice softens with regret. I blame myself for this mess. Chrome Burster was in my legion, but he craved a challenge. That's why he sought out the Calamity armor. Haru nods, understanding. You're right about games, though. The joy is in reaching the end, uncovering all its secrets. Their conversation is interrupted as Snow and Taku arrive. Almost immediately, Unico's eyes widen. Chrome Burster is on the move. Snow's voice is firm. We need to access the true battleground of the Accel world. Turning to Haru, she adds, You're level 4 now, right? You'll need 10 points to enter. Can you spare them? Haru nods, determination in his eyes. Unlimited burst? Activate, Snow commands. In an instant, their surroundings transform into a stark black and white landscape. Haru looks around in awe. This is different from before, he remarks. Snow explains, We used to fight in a representation of the real world. This is different. Haru notices something else. There's no countdown. Welcome to the unlimited field, Unico says with a grim smile. This new environment marks a significant escalation in their mission. The unlimited field, free from the usual time constraints of the Accel world, provides a stage for a potentially prolonged and intense battle. As they stand in this surreal black and white world, the gravity of their situation becomes clear. They're no longer just playing a game. They're entering a realm where the lines between virtual and real blur, where the consequences of their actions could reshape the entire Accel world. Haru realizes that this is what it means to play at the highest levels. The stakes are higher, the challenge is greater, but so too are the potential rewards. As they prepare to face Chrome Burster and the Calamity armor, Haru feels a mix of excitement and trepidation. This is the true test of everything he's learned and experienced in the Accel world so far. The stage is set for an epic confrontation. Will they be able to stop Chrome Burster and destroy the Calamity armor once and for all? Or will this legendary threat prove too powerful even for their combined strengths? As they orient themselves in the unlimited field, Snow explains its unique properties. Time flows differently here. A day here is like 3 years in the real world. Sounds powerful, Haru remarks. Snow nods gravely. It is, but overuse can affect your soul. Their mission is clear. Intercept Chrome Burster at his hunting grounds. Snow turns to Haru. You're our transport. Your flying ability is crucial here. As Haru lifts off carrying his companions, Snow adds, One day, you'll have your major battle here to reach level 9. During their flight, they discuss the unlimited field's features. There are monsters you can defeat for points, Taku explains, but they're not as valuable as defeating other burst linkers. Unico chimes in. Many use this place for unrestricted battles. Suddenly, missiles streak towards them. Haru reacts quickly, crash landing the group into a nearby ditch. Before they can recover, they find themselves surrounded. A figure steps forward, the Yellow King. You! Unico gasps. The Yellow King's avatar seems to smirk. Surprised? This was my plan all along. This unexpected twist throws their mission into chaos. The Yellow King's avatar looms over them, his voice dripping with false righteousness. I'm here to make the Red Legion pay for breaking the pact. But Haru's mind races, piecing together the puzzle. His eyes widen as he realizes the truth. You're lying, he accuses. You hid the Calamity armor and gave it to the Red Legion member. This was your plan all along. The Yellow King's demeanor shifts, a hint of admiration in his voice. Clever boy. Yes, it's all been carefully orchestrated. My goal, defeat the Red King and reach level 10. Unico steps forward, her avatar bristling with anger. I should be the one to punish my own Legion member. This isn't your place. Oh, but it is, the Yellow King retorts. his voice cold. Haru, feeling the situation spiraling out of control, suggests, "We should retreat. Let's log out." Snow shakes her head grimly. "It's not that simple, Haru. We can't just leave this world like the others. We need to reach an exit point." Backed into a corner, the group identifies their nearest exit. Their only option, fight through the enemy forces. Yuniko, defiant, taunts the Yellow King. "You miscalculated. You didn't expect Black Lotus to be here, did you? With Snow on our side, we can't lose." But the Yellow King's avatar seems to smile. "Oh, I came prepared." Suddenly, a video plays, showing Snow, as Black Lotus, defeating the former Red King. The brutal scene unfolds before them. Snow's avatar trembles, overwhelmed by guilt. She collapses, unconscious. "So much for your unbeatable ally," the Yellow King mocks. "This is what happens when you aim for level 10 without true resolve." Yuniko moves to activate her enhanced weaponry, but Taku stops her. "Remember our goal," he warns. "We need to reach the exit. Your weapon will slow us down." His eyes are determined. "I'll protect you. Get Snow out of here, Haru." As Yellow King orders the attack, the group makes a break for it, but he unleashes his ultimate skill. Haru struggles to maintain his balance while carrying Snow. Pinned down by enemy fire, Taku positions himself as a human shield. He manages to take out several opponents before the onslaught becomes too much. Go! With a final heroic effort, Taku is eliminated. The Yellow King's meticulous planning and powerful abilities have put them at a severe disadvantage. Haru must now step up, carrying both the physical and metaphorical weight of their predicament. Haru desperately tries to rouse Snow, but Yuniko shakes her head. She won't wake until she finds her will to fight again. Realizing their dire situation, Yuniko makes a tough decision. "I have no choice. I'm activating my enhanced weaponry." "Get Snow out of here," she tells Haru, but he stands firm. "I don't leave friends behind." Yuniko's eyes widen at being called a friend. She quickly recovers, issuing orders. "Cover me from close-range attacks. I'll handle long-range." With a thunderous transformation, Yuniko becomes a colossal fortress bristling with massive guns. Enemy attacks bounce off harmlessly as she retaliates, her shots decimating their ranks. Haru takes to the air, a blur of motion as he intercepts any enemies trying to close in on Yuniko. For a moment, it seems they might turn the tide. Yuniko's voice crackles with frustration. "My missiles are being jammed." Simultaneously, Haru cries out as he's pinned to the ground by an electricity-wielding foe. The enemy seizes this opportunity. They swarm Yuniko's fortress, their combined assault starting to tear through her defenses. "They're trying to drag me out!" Yuniko shouts. Haru is incapacitated. Snow remains unconscious, haunted by her past. Haru, on the ground, shouts at her desperately. He reminds her of her unwavering determination and her promise to overcome any obstacle in her path to level 10. When he calls out her name, Black Lotus, it's like a spark that awakens Snow from her helpless state. With Snow back in action, the tide of battle shifts dramatically. She instructs Haru to ground himself by pushing his hand into the earth, neutralizing the electricity coursing through him. It works like a charm. Snow then springs into action, swiftly taking out the enemies surrounding Yuniko with her razor-sharp blade. Haru, too, defeats his opponent. The Yellow King is furious to see his plans crumbling because of Black Lotus's timely arrival. Snow charges at the Yellow King while tasking Haru with finding and eliminating the person jamming Yuniko's signal. As Haru flies towards the enemy, he narrowly dodges an anti-air missile, thanks to his rigorous training. He takes out the jammer, allowing Yuniko to activate her weapons and wipe out the remaining foes. The climax of the battle unfolds as Snow faces off against the Yellow King. It's a breathtaking sight, the first ever duel between two level 9 linkers in the history of the accelerated world. Snow activates her ultimate weapon, and just as the Yellow King is about to unleash his, something unexpected happens. Chrome Disaster suddenly appears and impales the Yellow King from behind. Everyone is baffled by Chrome's sudden appearance, wondering how he managed to reach their location so quickly.